Well, you just couldn't ask for a more picture-perfect spring day here in Western Washington. While a day at the beach or dinner outside sounds pretty nice, you just can't forget that we're still in the middle of a pandemic. So we won't know for another 2 weeks if more counties will be forced to roll back like 3 are doing later this week. If that decision was made today, 7 would move back to phase 2. And new cases are still on the rise, nearly 1,300 added to the state total in the last 24 hours. With the great weather this week, one of the busiest places in town is Alki Beach. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joyce Taylor.
And I'm Mark Wright. Good evening. Health leaders are pretty concerned about the potential for large crowds as the weather warms up. King 5 Steve Solis is live in West Seattle with our story tonight. Steve.
Mark, Joyce, good evening. Yes, this is typically a popular spot anytime the weather is nice, but health leaders want you to know that if you're going to come out here, you need to make sure you bring your mask with your sunscreen. Life in Seattle is new for Alina Lin.
Actually, we just moved here about 3 months ago. We're from Taiwan.
She decided to live in West Seattle, close to Alki Beach.
My hometown is like right next to the ocean, so this is definitely a plus.
The weather of the Pacific Northwest is not the biggest adjustment she's had to make since moving here. It's life with COVID.
We came from a place that really didn't have that many cases, not a lot of deaths at all. And actually, where we came from, people weren't even really wearing masks because it was just like non-existent. COVID was non-existent there.
Mask wearing is a must here along Alki Beach, whether you're on the beach,
2 cotton candies and 1 rainbow sherbet,
or in one of the many shops or restaurants near the water.
So we have a social distance, of course, and then we have limitation of capacity.
Sophia Cho owns Pepper Dock Restaurant, a popular spot to grab a bite and an ice cream cone. She's looking forward to the crowds coming to enjoy the weather.
We suffer so much, throughout, but, we're hoping we'll pick up this year and a bit better with the business.
While business owners are excited about more people coming down to Alki, that's not the case for people like Alina.
We're going to avoid that, yeah. But, we hope we can get vaccinated soon. We definitely feel a lot safer, but I still think it's important for everybody to still stay safe.
Her advice for her new city?
I know it can feel like, with all the vaccines coming out, that we're kind of at the end of this whole thing and, it's time that we can all be free and go back to our normal lives again. But that's really not the case. We still need to stay safe.
Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan also asking everyone to stay safe, sent King 5 this statement, which reads in part, "As warmer weather returns to our region, I sincerely hope that people take this opportunity to enjoy all that our city has to offer, but I urge everyone to do so safely. We've already seen the beginning of a 4th wave due to the presence of variants in our community, which could push us back into phase 2. Now, we also heard from King County Public Health today, and they actually gave us a great metaphor for this weather we have. It says that this perfect weather is a pretty good metaphor for where we are in this pandemic. Lots of reasons for optimism, with some darker days still ahead. Tonight we are live at Alki Beach. Steve Solis, King 5 News.
All right, Steve, thank you. Let's get to Rebecca Stevenson now. So, Rebecca, as the week goes on, it's just going to get more tempting to get outside, isn't it?
Oh, yes. It's going to be beckoning all of us outside. And if anything, a few of us might even be pulling out a fan. Yeah, that's how warm it's going to get. If we look outside, it is just pure blue skies outside and a little bit of a north wind that's not as strong as yesterday, but it's still a bit breezy, about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Our temperatures are warmer today, 5 degrees warmer than the same time yesterday for Seattle, 8 degrees warmer for Shelton. Now, as we look at what today's high temperatures were, we were in the mid-60s inland, but we also had some low 70s. Most surprising, Quileute, 72 degrees, broke the old record of 70 set back in 1984. We've got a few more days potentially of seeing some record high temperatures fall. As we go to Thursday, tomorrow, our highs are awfully close to record highs, but the standing records may actually stay in place. But there's a chance we can get a little closer. Just want to show you where we have that chance also on Friday, whereas we'd have to get 5 degrees warmer for Everett to hit 75. That's the record set in 1923. Well, we've got some warmer days ahead, and I'm going to show you on Saturday the records that very likely will fall as we get into the weekend. That's coming up in your complete forecast.